Hello everybody, this is a small video to show graphical abilities on the map in Excel. We first need to check whether the Power Maps options are on, so we can do that in options. Then with the add-ins, we see that Microsoft Power Map is here already, as well as Power Pivot. So then you go here with the COM add-ins, you have to manage them. Then you can see that in my case Microsoft Power Map and Power Pivot are enabled, which is good. In order to test the Power Maps we need some address data, so I'm gonna read him some scrape from a CSV file. In this case it will just a batch file, a CSV file, a comma separated value file of some scrape data, a small data set. In the pre-example we see that some address data is available for each house in the data set, so we can just load it, open it in Power Query. First thing to do is to propagate the metadata. So as you can see, there are data records in the data set. However, the first row should be the metadata. The header of the CSV file must be propagated to the column header, table header. We use this button, use first row as headers. Then you see on the right that the applied steps are getting extended. Note that the address is now in the third column. There are some other interesting features in dataset as price, also number of rooms, size of the in square meters of the content of the house, text description. A lot of attributes are in this column, so you can pick what you need. As well, there are the broker names. Okay, if we just close and load this data set, we will put it for convenience perhaps just on a traditional Excel sheet in this time. Later on you can always change by hovering here with your hovercraft on the batch, and then going to the 3 points with load to option. You can always change to load data to the data model, as well as to only create a connection with the external CSV file and not putting it in the Excel sheet, which is convenient for big data, of course. For now we leave as is. Now if we want to plot this data, then we go to the Power Maps option, we go to Insert, and then we can find it here in 3D Map, and you push Open 3D Maps. Don't confuse with this button, Maps button, you need the 3D Map one. So with this interface open, note that in the Excel you will get here a small square indicating that there's a 3D map tool connected to this data set. Here you can fine tune, so the Excel is quite smart, the 3D maps as well, so it automatically recognizes that address is important here, so it's picking the street data, it's picking the address column in the data set, and it's mapping it to street. So if we the street parameter you can change to, for example, full address, and then you'll see that the points will get more precise here. Yeah, so then the mapping is getting better. You can zoom in, of course, with the mouse button. It's easy. Note that it's a real 3D globe, so it's a real 3D globe to play with. In this case we only have data in the Netherlands. All the points located in the Netherlands, which is logical for Funda data. As you can see, data is getting here in Utrecht. Um, so now, and actually the houses, the location where the houses are scraped is plotted directly on the map. So if we inspect the data, you can hover with your mouse on the data points. So if you hover on a point, you see the address. In this case, it is postcode in the Netherlands, and also name of the street plus house number and also the city name, which seems viable. If we go to the outlier points, then you see that the address is not complete. So there's no postcode, there is a city name, so that can explain why the outliers are not mapped correctly. So by changing here the unit to pick, it will be more precise probably. It is also possible to change the color and the size of of the of the markers. So of course, so this is the field list is the metadata which is attached to the table that you see here in the Excel. So the header is in row 1, of course. URL, short URL, address, etc. So these are the same variables. However, they are ordered differently. So this graphical interface allows you to further fine-tune some nice insights in the data that you have at hand. So you can, for example, most of you will be interested in price. So then the bars will be higher or lower. Also, it's interesting to show differences between brokers, and then you will see that different colors represent different brokers. Yeah, so this is very fancy visualization to deal with. So now you can see if you hover with the hovercraft on a data bar, then you see the address of the house, the price, and the broker name. Note that the price is not yet as it should be, but the idea is clear. Note that we also have, of course, the regional maps of Statistics Netherlands, which can be included on the map. So here I have the entry for it on the internet from the Central Bureau of Statistics in the Netherlands. So you have to download this file, Wijkenbuurtkaart 2021 V1. You have to download it. Then you will get these files on your computer after you unzip it. As you can see, there are maps at the buurt level, the gemeente level, and the wijk level. In order to include them, you will go to this button Custom Regions, and then you will import a new set. You will go to the right directory, and then you can pick whatever you want. In this case, there are 3 shape files. I will pick, for example, the buurt ones. Now the regions are imported, as you can see. As you can see, it's quite an advanced interface. If you know the buttons, then you can get some nice results quite easily. there's one parameter that should be set here before being able to proceed. Pick region name from, in this case it's bird, so it will be logical to have the bird name here as this variable. There are also some other CBS data attached to it. Okay, just go import. Okay, so this concludes this video. So here are some interesting buttons, options you can click this way. So in order to get the layer back, you can just toggle this. Also the field list, which is with the associated Excel file, and the tool editor. Okay, next video hope to explain a little bit how to include a shape file, which has, for example, uh, the map of the neighborhoods or gemeentes, municipalities. Thank you, bye bye.